I'm Brooks,
I'm Joe.
and this is another episode of Cantina Reviews.
Today we're talking about Justice League.
Well, I'm gonna say justice was not served, and I thought the movie was subpar.
Yeah, I mean, the movie's getting pretty torn apart online. I wouldn't say it was, like, awful. But it was just kind of, like, eh.
Yeah, it wasn't like we saw it late and I worked all day, so I fell asleep during like one of the final fights. I don't know. I think that was the issue. Was like it was just too much, not too much action, but there was too much. It was fast.
Right. Well,
it was fast, and then it was just break, fight scene, break, fight scene, break, fight scene.
The problem is, supposedly it was a 4-hour movie, and the studio was like, nope, 2-hour movie. And I'm guessing that's because Batman v Superman was like 3 hours long in a theater, 3.5 on the Blu-ray extended edition. They wanted to avoid the problems of Batman v Superman. They thought that meant just cutting down the movie in length. But like, if anything's going to be long, maybe it should be the movie where they're introducing 3 new main characters.
Exactly.
So what you get is just, the kind of typical, very speedy first 40 minutes where it's just like a bunch of scenes put together with no clear narrative, and they could really... I realized this last night after we watched it, like, those scenes could be in any order and it wouldn't matter, and that was another problem with Batman v Superman.
There was nothing like pulling it together, I guess you'd say.
Right.
Like, as far as like, when you watch like the Marvel movies, like it's a well-defined storyline and the scenes fit, like perfectly together.
Right.
And then it takes you from point A to point B. This one, you go from like point A to C to E to G to, you know what I mean?
Well, like, compare it to the Avengers, the first Avengers movie. The opening of that movie is Loki shows up and steals the Tesseract, and like, now you know what the driving force to get the Avengers together is. Yeah. The reason the Avengers have to come together is because Loki has the Tesseract. Right. And it starts that way, and then it continues from there. And it kind of branches off where they're getting each character, but they come together much more quickly.
Right, yeah.
Now, obviously, that's harder in this situation because you don't have foundational movies for any of these characters. Yeah. You have to learn about them, and they have to come together all in half a movie. Which
was like Suicide Squad's like downfall for me in the beginning. Right. The first 20 minutes of the movie is introductions, and it's because they got 15 characters that all need to be explained and introduced, and it's boom, 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 boom. Okay, here's your team.
What's amazing to me...
you just don't care about any of them.
What's amazing to me is that DC continues to make the same mistakes over and over. You have the weird mismatch of like cut scenes that happen in Batman v Superman. You have the too much introduction going on for characters that have no background, like in Suicide Squad. Right. It's all the same stuff over and over. And it sucks because, in my opinion, Wonder Woman was one of my favorite movies this year. And, like, obviously it was too late for them to learn from Wonder Woman. Right. This was already done. And it was already too long. Yep.
And that's why. Because they didn't have time to learn, they didn't have time to screw it up in the post-editing.
Which makes for 2 problems, which we could talk about, in whatever order you want to talk about. There's the Joss Whedon reshoots that are super obvious, and it's just the general mistreatment of Wonder Woman in this movie. Yes. Those were 2 big problems I had.
Yes, Wonder Woman?
Yeah, let's talk about Wonder Woman. So, my thought is that maybe that whole first Wonder Woman scene where she's fighting the guys in the bank or whatever that was, or they were going to like set off the bomb, may have been added in after Wonder Woman did really well, because otherwise she doesn't really do anything in this movie except for be there.
Yeah, she just shows up.
And she gets some good action in the end, just like Batman v Superman. But there's not much else there.
No, because Barry gets some action in the middle of the movie from
her.
So,
like, what else do we have, except for that, opening scene she gets, and she's kind of the driving force of knowing what happened with Steppenwolf and, like, her people. Right. But, like...
Is that a band? Or a person?
It's a band.
Yeah?
Yeah. Born to be Wild.
Why would they do that?
Yeah. Why wasn't Born to be Wild in the movie?
I don't know.
That would have been cool. Is it too obvious? I don't care.
No, it's because they're stupid.
Yeah. Born to be Wild... Because, like, you have some random scenes where you have, like, the White Stripes playing and shit. Like, just, put in Born to be Wild. Yeah. His name is Steppenwolf. So anyway, what else do we get for Wonder Woman? Well, Flash lands on her boobs. Yeah. Aquaman, when he's describing everyone's powers in the group, gets to Wonder Woman and says, "Oh, well, you're hot," essentially.
She hops out of the jet and her skirt's too short. Yeah. And it's like, this this is what we've evolved her into.
And like
the typical female.
This is the person that's carrying your franchise now.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's relegated to a side character who they
Who's
play the woman
female
part.
comedic relief.
Who's there to be the hot woman.
Yeah.
And they play off of that the whole time. And I was just like, I got kind of put off by that, honestly.
Yeah, I got put off by the 15th fight scene.
Yeah.
And I think that was my issue. I lost interest probably about maybe 45 minutes to about halfway through, and I was like, come on, like it's one scene after another.
Well, here's what I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
Here's what I was thinking. So obviously they really want Batman to be the main person in this movie.
Yeah.
But what if he wasn't?
Right.
What if this was a studio that realized Wonder Woman is their most popular character right now?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any reason? Is there any reason to have any scene before she finds out that her people were attacked by Steppenwolf? No.
No.
You can cut out every other scene in the beginning. The weird intro scene of Superman on a phone because Spider-Man Homecoming did it.
Yeah.
Cut out that. Cut out the Batman part where he finds the bug because that's how he learns about the boxes. But it doesn't matter because she already knows about the boxes.
Yeah.
Start the movie with Steppenwolf attacking Wonder Woman's island. He takes the cube.
Sure.
They signal her. She tells Bruce Wayne about it. Let's get the team together.
Yeah. Let's get it
You've
going.
cut out like 20 minutes.
Yeah, instead.
Then you can add 20 more minutes where we learn who the fuck Aquaman is and like who Cyborg is and who the Flash is. You could add more of that stuff in. Yeah. Cut out all this unnecessary shit in the beginning.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or like that 5-minute run scene with the Flash and the nuclear reactor.
Yeah.
And he's just running around. He's not doing anything. He's just moving.
Oh wait,
to the sword.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Oh, when they're in like the warehouse thing?
Yeah, whatever it was.
Well, so that was their version of like Quicksilver's Days of Future Past. That's my impression. But the difference is Quicksilver does like a bunch of things. Mm-hmm. Like he moves bad guys and he moves like bullets out of the way of like the X-Men and like does all this stuff so that when time comes back they're all gone. Mm-hmm. But like in this movie you have like a 5-minute scene of him running to get to Wonder Woman's sword. Yeah. And that's all he does.
And they just taps
which is cool, but then it takes forever to get to her hand.
Yeah,
yeah exactly. It takes forever.
On.
So another major thing is the reshoots. Now, like, they got Joss Whedon to take over the end of this. Zack Snyder's, like, it had a family tragedy, so, like, that's bad. They brought in Joss Whedon, and I guess they thought they could just tag on funny things to make the movie better.
Yeah.
And in the moment, I didn't really think about it, but then afterwards I did. The scene where Superman comes back, spoilers.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know he was coming back.
Yeah.
And he attacks everyone, which was probably my favorite part of the whole movie. Because it was like, I was interested in what was happening.
Yeah. The one scene.
Yeah, the one scene that
out of the whole movie.
And when he throws Batman off, and then they show Batman, and he's like, oh, I guess I do bleed. That scene just looked so out of place. Yeah. Like, it didn't look like it was in the same area as the rest of them. So I think like stuff like that and like the little jokes and the little like quippy stuff, it's definitely added in later.
I don't know. I thought it was not good.
Right. I wouldn't say it was awful because those tagged on parts do actually make it a little better.
Yeah.
It wasn't like super dark.
So it would have been horrible.
Right. Superman finally seems like Superman.
Yeah.
Even though he's only in this movie for like 10 minutes total. But like when he talks, he sounds like Superman, the kind of happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
I'm here to save you. That's another thing. It just felt like a cartoon episode to me.
Yeah, it was very episodic.
And I'll address it now in case anyone if anyone even watches this review. Red Letter Media, those guys said the same thing. It felt like a Saturday morning cartoon. And I'm not trying to steal that because I said it in the movie theater. I swear. But
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I said it to my sister.
Oh.
Yeah.
How convenient.
Of
course, how convenient.
But it is just what it felt like. It just felt like a long episode of a show.
Right.
Team shows up, they get together, they fight the bad guy at the end.
Yep. Next one.
Yeah. That's what it felt like, just like an episode.
Yeah, I'd like a break before the next 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but like you were saying before about like learning from mistakes.
They don't.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like they don't. Like
right.
You figured you learn from the mistake and you don't do it again. Instead, all the mistakes they've learned in all these different movies, they just compiled together in this one.
Yeah. It's like, how could you not realize at this point what's wrong with them?
Mm-hmm.
If the only effort they made to make this one better was the runtime, which just made it feel like a TV episode,
right?
And Josh Whedon adding jokes.
Yep.
And like that's it. They didn't learn from like the mix match of super quick, pointless scenes.
Right.
And that feeling, that mix match feeling, of like not having a specific narrative, makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It makes you feel uneasy. And like in this movie,
I wanted to throw up.
it gets fixed once the team's together. Now it feels like a single movie again.
Mm-hmm.
But it still has
Instead, we're jumping all over to different things.
It has the same problem. And I guess at this point, it's like as good as it could possibly be based on a movie where you have no background for these characters.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's like, you have a movie that's too long and doesn't have any scenes that make sense in Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad, you have intros that take so long, but at the same time, because there's so many characters, they're so short.
Don't really give anything for you anyway.
Exactly. And then it's like, instead you just put those two things together, and you have this movie with a bunch of the other bad crap that they did in all the other movies.
And throw in some boob jokes about Wonder Woman,
exactly.
And everyone's going to like it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then your typical comedic relief in the nerdy Flash. Like, yeah, we know what he's here for.
Which, they ruined all of his jokes in the trailers anyway.
Yeah.
I'm pretty positive almost every funny thing Flash had I already saw.
Mm-hmm.
Which maybe, alright, shame on me for watching movie trailers. But like, what are you going to not watch them?
Yeah.
I mean, you could choose to, but like...
Yeah, what's the fun in that?
Right.
How are you going to get your jimmies excited,
Right.
I don't like this movie.
Yeah. Where they go next is... I don't know. They don't know. They clearly have no plan.
I would say you can't go worse than this.
But you could.
You can't go lower, but I'm sure they'll find a way.
Alright. Warner Brothers, DC, this is your plan.
Yes.
Wonder Woman 2, Wonder Woman 3, Wonder Woman 4, Wonder Woman 5.
Yes. Borgullet at 6.
Done.
Done. Or, you know what you do? You sign with Disney.
Oh.
And then they save you.
Yeah.
That's what probably should happen.
Right.
Because if they keep going with it, they're just going to keep ruining DC.
Yeah. I mean...
It's a bad start. You got, what, 4 movies in the new universe, right?
Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Justice League. And Wonder Woman's the only good one.
So 5.
Yeah.
So that's not a good ratio.
No. Yeah.
You got 1 out of 5 that are good.
You're 1 for 5.
Yeah. You're 1 for 5. You should probably start doing something quick.
You're the Cleveland Browns of movie franchises.
Yeah. It's I don't, and it's like you got Captain America and Marvel. Wonder Woman's kind of the same thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, get that going.
Right.
Batman is Iron Man. They're both rich. You know what I mean? You got the same characters. Just make the same movie.
You can make the same movie.
You got Aquaman and Thor.
Yeah.
You got Cyborg and Hulk, kinda.
Yeah.
Flash is who? Who else is in those movies? I forgot who else is in those movies.
There's so many.
Yeah. I guess he could be like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Either way, you got the same characters. Just make the same movie.
Right.
It can't be hard.
Yeah. It can't be this hard.
No, it can't.
1 for 5?
We're not trying to be like Marvel.
Here's the problem.
That's your problem.
Here's the problem. Actually, no. Suicide Squad had its own director. Never mind. I was going to say they all have the same director except for Wonder Woman, but that's not true. Because Suicide Squad was terrible.
Yeah.
Here's how bad they are, though. I would say Justice League is my second favorite.
True.
Because it made me laugh a couple times.
A couple.
Best scene in the movie, easily, 100%, is when Flash is running around Superman and Superman sees him.
Yeah.
And Flash is like, oh, shit. That was good.
That was funny.
But like that...
But it wasn't supposed to be like...
That would have been the better movie. They resurrect Superman and he goes crazy.
Actually, yeah.
Like that was... Because that was the best part of the movie.
Yeah,
so
I don't care about a dead band from the 80s, you know what I mean? I want to see Superman fight everyone.
Right.
That's what I want to see. That would be the reason to get everybody together.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like...
Like Batman and Wonder Woman resurrect him and he goes batshit.
Yeah.
And he beats them up.
Exactly.
And then they have to get everyone.
Exactly. Then they get people together.
Yeah.
Bring in the Green Lantern. People love him.
Who we saw in the intro thingy, but not the intro. It was like the 18th intro.
Yeah.
But like the backstory of when Steppenwolf originally attacks.
Yeah.
The Green Lantern people.
Who was in like Shazam or something
like
that?
Yeah, Shazam.
Yeah. So it's like, how You already introduced another 3 characters in a matter of 5 seconds. What's another 2?
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
At this point, I don't care about any of them, so you might as well have more.
Resurrect Superman. He beats up those 2. Yeah. They get the Flash, Cyborg, the Green Lantern, Aquaman, and Shazam. Yeah. Go fight Superman. Bring them back. Then introduce the 3 symbols of these cubes, and that sets up the next one.
That's the next movie.
Exactly. We are going to need more. We're going to need a bigger team.
Or it's or like when they're just so distracted with the Superman ordeal, Steppenwolf is getting these cubes.
Yeah.
And you don't really need to see it. You don't really have to see it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's like maybe in the news.
Yeah,
a cube went in the, I don't know, something.
Yeah, you might as well just have the Suicide Squads show up.
Yeah, I just thought Steppenwolf really wasn't a good villain.
Well, he was just a CGI nothing.
Yeah, he showed up, mother is 3 boxes, make it something better. Right. That's the thing, is like I didn't care about his cause, I didn't care about
what was his cause?
I don't know.
He's trying to just turn the Earth into his world, which is what happened in Man of Steel. Mm-hmm. Zod tried to turn the Earth into Krypton.
Yep. And then we get the little last final credit scene, spoiler alert, where Lex Luthor is talking to Deadshot.
What I will Deathstroke.
See, there's so many death things. Deadpool, Deathstroke, Deadshot.
What I will say about that, I got excited. The scene where when the prison guard walks in and he's like, "Hey, Luthor," and he turns around and it's someone else. Mm-hmm. I got excited because I thought they changed the Lex Luthor actor. I was like, "Yes,
yeah,
oh shit,
he
back. Escaped."
Oh, that's upsetting.
Yeah.
Now we got this 15-year-old kid as Lex Luthor.
Yeah, who's going to somehow take on the Justice League.
Yeah,
I mean, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman are pretty much indestructible. And Cyborg, basically. I mean, they ripped his limbs apart, but he was fine like a second later.
yeah. And it looks like there was an improvement in the lab, and he's better. And then you got the typical looking Deadshot. Deadpool. Which one is it?
Deathstroke. Deathstroke.
He looks so many. Yeah. But he just looks so typical.
But what are they?
He looks like the Morton Fisherman on the fish stick box.
God knows what they're going to do with them, because they're afraid to do a Justice League 2, and they're afraid to do a Batman, and they're afraid to do Man of Steel 2. Yeah. So what's going to happen with
They're afraid to do all the movies because of people like us.
The League of Villains or whatever they're called, or the Injustice League or whatever it is.
Yeah, whoever they're.
Yeah.
So if anybody watches this half-hour-long video, that'll be comparable to watching this movie in theaters.
Yeah, exactly. You'll probably fall asleep.
Yeah. Fall asleep, you're going to say, why did I watch that?
Yeah.
And if you don't have Movie Pass, ask for a refund.
Right. So yeah, you can check out some of our other videos. Probably better than this one.
Yeah, slightly.
Yeah.
So I'm Brooks.
I'm Joe.
This is another episode of Cantina Reviews.
And I'm
the Marvel movies, like, it's a very good